about being a woman in this industry is the respect. You know what I mean? People want to sexualize you automatically
Yeah.
because you're pretty, or because you have sex appeal don't mean that's gonna be you want that to be your main reason. You know what I mean? I think it's the respect thing that's the biggest
Exactly.
thing for a lot of women in this game. So
Yeah. So that really leads me.
artists, like I said, like that drama, that's not who I am. So even if, God takes me all the way up, I'm never gonna be in no drama. I'm gonna Beyonce this. You ain't getting a response out of me.
For sure. That's like
I feel like you make time for who and what you want to make time for.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm a musician grinding doesn't mean my guy doesn't have things he's grinding for too. And if he can make time for me to take care of me in the ways I want, I'm gonna do the same for him. It might not be, we might have to coordinate schedules.
And we back with another podcast, OPF, the hottest media platform for young creators and entrepreneurs. And on who I'm with again, man.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Zion tapping in with Official Site Fashion, and yet again we bring to you another dope young creative and entrepreneur. We got a musician in the house today. We got Jada. How you pronounce your last name? Maradin?
It's my name. It's
Okay.
my first name. So Jada Marianne.
Marianne.
Yes.
So Marianne is your first name?
Well, that's my name. Yeah, that's my legal name, Jada Marianne.
Oh, so it's like a 2-part first name.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's my real name.
I thought that was your last name.
No, my last name Quintanilla.
Quintanilla. So tell the people what's your ethnicity.
So I'm Chamorro and Black. So basically Pacific Islander and Black.
Okay.
For sure. So let's start right there. So do you feel like being like from a different place other than the primary 48 states in the United States, do you feel like you got a different perspective as a young creative and entrepreneur out here?
Definitely. And I don't even think that's based off of like necessarily where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
That's just based off of like my upbringing. I was a military brat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the fact that like my life has always been on the road, like that has always stuck with me because no matter where I'm going, I have to keep that passion burning. I have to find something to be inspired, and it's easy to be inspired when you surround yourself with different cultures, different types of people,
For sure.
different settings. So yeah.
Yeah, my dad growing up, he always told me like traveling is the antidote to ignorance because you get like a whole bunch of different perspectives. So where did your inspiration come from when it came to music?
Well, I mean, I always say it this way, like, let my dad tell the story. I've been humming myself to sleep since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So like I came from a strong foundation of Black people.
Yeah.
And that grew up in the church. So my family is my mom's side is from Akron, Ohio. And my mom's side of the family, the Brandon sisters, were known to be very, very talented gospel singers.
Really?
So I was raised in the church. So that's where the singing and all that really came from. My mom can sing. So I guess it kind of just was like something that my mom passed on to me. So it's been something that's been inside of me that I've been doing since like a little kid.
For sure. So you just like cultivated it all the way up to this point.
Yeah. I never let go of it no matter where I went. So.
Yeah, because I heard that you consider yourself like a double threat, like like R&B and rap. So if you had to choose one, so which one would you choose though for real?
Ooh, I would never choose. It's
Really?
That's my sound. It's blended.
Definitely.
So like, there's never not going to be a time where I'm rapping and you won't hear me at least in the background with some sort of melody. I'm gonna find a way to put it on
Yeah.
a R&B, just like vice versa. Like I'm gonna find a way to throw a verse in an R&B song. That's just me.
For sure. We was just talking about Drake and Future, but like when you mention like blending it, I think of Young Thug because like I think his voice is like an instrument.
It is.
Because you're able to go between both and like really get in and out of pockets and whatnot.
Yeah, and I think Thug like puts things onto the beat with his voice alone that you wouldn't even thought went there, but you're
Exactly.
like, I can't imagine this song without it.
Yeah.
So the way he goes, his tones, the way he like increases his volume and decreases his volume, even with his ad libs, like yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Thug do both for sure.
Yeah.
Free that guy.
Yeah. Free Thug, man.
Free Thug for sure. I mean, like the music, like this industry is getting crazier and crazier. Sad that Takeoff died. So like, going on this journey, like, would you rather stay solo or would you rather get signed by a label?
Y'all gonna put me on the spot like that.
Hey, what's your
It's a
preference?
valid
What's your
question.
preference?
Independent.
Why?
Because I mean, not to like piggyback off of like the tragedies that's been happening, but like if something were to happen to me, God forbid, I want my family to have everything.
For sure.
I'm not trying to have them stressed over something happening to me and then fighting with labels and people that's going to somehow, some way always win. Like,
Of course.
Staying independent. I want to be able to take that legacy and carry it down the line. Like, nobody's going to own nothing I did because nobody was there to help me create it. So,
Hell yeah.
especially not a label. Like,
Exactly. They just come once you already built something.
yeah, and if I'm being honest, I really don't know what exactly a label will offer and all of that kind of stuff because we're not in the industry all the way. We don't really know what
Exactly.
these people are being offered behind closed doors and what make them sign. I'm not saying that I might not need that help and that push one day, but I'm gonna try to do as much of it as I can in-house and independent.
Yeah.
People that see that same kind of vision. So
Yeah,
because we went
go
to the
ahead.
Revolt Summit, and then Master P was saying like owning like your rights to like everything,
Yeah.
and like how like the music, like the industry is so crazy. Like he was saying that he had one song that he kept on like submitting, but they turned
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah.
Like because until they said yeah, and like cause like the hottest one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was the name of that song?
I don't even know, bro.
It had to be a classic joint. That was before our time, though.
Yeah, way before our time.
Yeah.
But, like, people always want the female artists to like beef and all that stuff. So what's the most difficult, challenging part as a female artist though?
as a female artist, I don't even think it's necessarily the beef, because I feel like that's just everyday life shit.
Yeah.
Like if you a person that like drama, you gonna always gravitate towards
Oh,
drama.
God, and it's
What
gonna-
platform you get put on. It's plenty of and for one, let's stop saying female. Let's start there, y'all.
Excuse me.
For sure. A woman.
Woman. But as a woman artist, like I said, like that drama, that's not who I am. So even if, God takes me all the way up, I'm never gonna be in no drama. I'm a Beyonce this. You ain't getting a response out of me.
For sure. That's how you gotta be to the bullshit.
But yeah, like I just don't. I think the hardest thing about being a woman in this industry is the respect. You know what I mean? People want to sexualize you automatically because you're pretty, or because you have sex appeal don't mean that's gonna be you want that to be your main reason. You know what I mean? I think it's the respect thing that's the biggest
Exactly.
thing for a lot of women in this game. So.
Yeah. So that really leads me to my next question. What do you think the biggest difference between women and male artists besides sexuality is?
You said the biggest difference?
Yes. What's the biggest difference besides sexuality?
I feel like in a lot of ways they do support each other a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like dudes y'all have this thing where it's just like y'all gonna stick to the boys no matter what.
The bromance.
We could see more of that from women and girls trying to come into this industry.
Yeah.
I think that it would create a lot more of a healthy space for women to feel excited to be a part of the industry.
Yeah. Do you feel like women are more competitive?
Of course,
Why?
by nature.
It's your
You know,
nature.
from male attention to what we've been through as a woman and all the things we've carried on our own backs and why we're up here. That's that nurturing nature. Just like a mama bear is always going to be like a little bit more competitive and grisly over hers. That's just women.
Exactly.
But I think if we channel it the right way, then it doesn't have to be conflicting. Ain't nothing wrong with some competition. That makes
Most
everybody
definitely.
better. So yeah.
So do you feel like today, do you feel like people are open to different things other than like music and entertainment? Or do you feel like there's a hyper focus, especially in the Black community, with them being into music and entertainment?
I don't really think that's necessarily the case. I think that's what we see.
Yeah.
What we idolize a lot growing up. But I mean, you got so many Black people doing so many other things other than just music and entertainment. You got people aspiring to be poets and, like getting into movies and just different things like that. It's not necessarily focused on just being like a musician or like, you know what I mean? Like people want to be behind the scenes too. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I like the way you put that, because you said it's the things that are like most idolized and put in forefront. But I think that's just the case. Like that's the shit you
That's
see
just
us
what
doing most.
Yeah, that's what we idolize ourselves. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that's subjective.
So have you ever wanted to be anything else other than a musician?
Of course.
Like
I
what?
Have this whole like thing that I have in my head. I've never really said this out loud, so I guess y'all heard it here first. But like artists take many forms. Right. I'm well aware that people are not going to always connect with me because of my music. Some people don't even listen to music or like music, but I have like goals myself to like take what I'm doing and become like an author too. Like I want to write children's books and like little short stories and things like that. I actually love horror as a genre of movies. I want to hopefully one day work behind the scenes and maybe write some sort of script to a movie.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. It goes deep. Like the artistry goes deep. It's not just music.
What's your favorite scary movie then?
Scream. I always said I want to be in a remake.
For real?
I watch it.
Bro, man, I
I
was
love
told
Scream because I feel like Scream is that it can really happen. You know what I mean? Like, man, I know Freddy Krueger ain't coming to me, and Michael gonna just have to stay in the back because he's been doing this for years. But Scream, no, somebody really can dress up in a mask and come get you. So stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous out here.
Man, your latest song, like it. So what was like the inspiration like behind it?
It's about it's a woman empowerment song. Like it when he waiting on me. Like I put the message out to girls that's like, it doesn't really matter about what your body, what you look like. Like if you don't have a man doing the taking care of you for other reasons other than just what you look like and what you can offer sexually.
That's something to talk about right there.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, so yeah, that was the message
Yeah.
behind it. Have
So
some respect.
when it comes to feminine and masculine energy, what do you feel like a female should present to the table when it comes to like being feminine? What's the definition of that?
I don't think there is a definition.
It's an energy.
Woman is a woman. It's an energy. It's whatever that girl, that woman embodies. You know what
So-
I mean? It's whatever she brings to the table. That sauce. Like I don't think there's any specific characteristics that necessarily can tie that together. Like, it's totally based on self.
What would you say? What's the number one misconception that men have about women, though?
Y'all have a lot of misconceptions.
Like what? What's the biggest
like, we
one?
supposed to take care of y'all, like we y'all mama, like we supposed to do all of this stuff that y'all mom do
Yeah.
for y'all. I'm not saying a good woman won't take care of their man, but like I think a lot of dudes come into the picture like, you gonna cook for me? You gonna clean for me?
Yeah.
You cook for yourself? Do you clean for yourself first? Let's
I
start
do.
there.
Yeah, I do.
Like,
I
I'm
do.
not saying y'all don't. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I think it's like y'all automatically look to that woman you want to be with, like automatically outgate, like she's supposed to be doing all these services for you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And it's always like, I don't know, I don't never see a lot of men saying, I'll cook for her, I'll clean for her. And of course, there are a lot of good men that do.
For sure.
But it's not like something y'all just come out the gate just saying.
Yeah. So how do you balance that as a musician?
Balance what?
Like, say if you're in a relationship and certain things are expected from you, right? How would you balance that with like you're pursuing a career and you have a romantic relationship where a guy might be expecting certain things from you?
Yeah. Well, I feel like you make time for who and what you want to make time for. Just because I'm a musician grinding doesn't mean, you know, my guy doesn't have things he's grinding for too. And if he can make time for me to take care of me in the ways I want, I'm gonna do the same for him. It might
sure.
not be, we might have to coordinate schedules, but it'll get done.
Yeah.
So-
Do you feel like it's harder to date as someone trying to pursue a dream?
No. I say no because it's like, I mean, so far with the guys I've ran into,
Yeah.
it has to be an equal balance. Like, if you're dating somebody that's just as driven, just as passionate, just as ambitious as you are, you guys don't have time to argue about who's chasing what dream. You both are encouraging each other and uplifting each other.
Exactly.
So I haven't ran into any problems so far.
Man, talk your shit, man. Me
Yeah.
and Z, we done had some conversations.
Yeah,
about
we
that.
done talked about
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah.
I mean, like, 'cause I think men have a propensity of like expecting unconditional love from a woman, but that's the mother's job.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause we human beings, we all got flaws, we all got insecurities. But one thing men got to understand that we gotta, you know, like we gotta realize that everybody shit stinks.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Amen.
Like we all not perfect. Like your woman's not gonna be perfect.
Exactly.
So like it brings me to the next question is like we already talked about this. So, you know, you was at the LA Fashion Week, right?
Yeah.
So how was that experience for you? Like tell the people that.
It was a new experience.
Okay.
The model experience did such a great job at like creating this event for aspiring models everywhere to come out and showcase themselves, be seen in front of some very important, powerful people in the model and fashion industry.
Right.
For me personally, I don't see myself being a runway model. I think the experience for me was just a little chaotic because it's
Yeah.
not the thing I'm most passionate about. I like doing like photo shoots and like more freelance kind of modeling versus runway. It's just personally how I felt about it, but I still think it was a lot of fun and a blessed opportunity nonetheless.
For sure.
So
So that leads me to my next question. So like we're all in the pursuit of our dream, right? So when was the time where you find yourself where you thought like you wouldn't make it or you didn't feel like it's working out? Like when was a time or instance where you ever felt like that?
Ooh, I think we all hit that point a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least I'm real enough to admit it. Like, I hit that point sometimes every other day. I'm like, man, when is gonna happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? But I think it hit me the worst because I graduated high school a year early in 2019. So really,
Okay.
I'm class of 2020 originally, but I graduated 2019.
Okay.
First day of senior year, I walked in. I saw my schedule. I'm taking all these APs. Man, I've been had the credits. I walked straight. I didn't even go to homeroom. I went straight into the guidance counselor's office, went right into Mr. Westfield's office, and I was like, I'm graduating early. He was like, Jada, what? It's the first day of school. Like, get out of
Yeah.
my office with this. And I stuck to that. And then, you know, fast forward, we graduate. And I've been out of high school for what? About 3 years now.
Mhm.
And I still haven't blown up. So all in between these past 3 years, I've been like, was it worth it? Am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Should I have went to college? What am I doing? Like, I get that fear all the time, but it's like, if you're not scared of what you're doing,
It's
nine
not.
times you shouldn't be
Yeah, I
doing
heard
it.
that shit
Like,
before this
yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
'cause-
so
because you just reminded me of something. Because I had seen this TikTok and it said like a man that loves to walk never would question the destination, but the man that loves the destination will hate the walk.
exactly.
So like, how do you really fall in love with patience? Like, how do you stay present like in the moment? Because that's hard.
you appreciate all that you have done within your goals,
Yeah.
to
Right.
reach your goal. I think some of us get so like focused on that big glory goal. So for me, that would be winning a Grammy.
Exactly.
Of course, I'ma always feel bad because I ain't got a Grammy yet. I ain't even had my first like 10,000 streams yet.
Yeah.
But if I can appreciate the fact that what have I done since I've graduated? I'm literally doing an interview right now. I
Yeah,
went
that's
to LA
huge.
Fashion Week. I dropped the song. I'm doing this. I got my YouTube channel. I'm growing on Instagram. When you can appreciate the small wins, they're gonna all pile up to where it's like even that one big win is gonna feel so good. But it's like, man, I'm still sitting high. I'm
Exactly.
Still, yeah.
And then once you
So,
get the big win, you're gonna want to go to the next thing after
Yeah,
that. You're gonna
exactly.
need a second Grammy after you get the first one. So
yeah,
it's about I think it's about just being self aware
and
and like
appreciative.
appreciative. What's it called when you cut yourself slack? Self compassion. Yeah.
yeah.
Having a lot of self
Cut
compassion.
yourself a
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, cause we
Give
be
it
struggling
chance.
with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
We be like, we ain't did this, we ain't did that.
Because I think we so young and we like, man, we got to get it. Like,
Yeah.
we're young. Like, but we all know that time is ticking. But I think that that's also a good thing in a lot of ways that we got that drive. So.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
fine
balance.
balance within you not trying to rush your journey and understanding that you're young. But it's like, I'm tired of living like
Yeah, I'm
this.
tired of living,
I'm
bro.
trying to make it.
all day. Yeah. I mean, because you like accomplished like like a lot of big things, like like the ATL scene, like awards. Like, did you do
Yeah.
like a live performance, right?
I did do a live performance. That was honestly a dope experience. It was my
Okay.
first. For one, I was surrounded by so many powerful, creative Black people. So
Yeah.
for me, I felt really at home. And we in Atlanta, so I
For
definitely
sure.
felt at home.
ATL.
People
Oh,
showing
yeah.
love, everything.
Yeah, that's the we was listening to that on the way
Yeah.
here. Someone from Atlanta was saying the same thing you saying right now.
Yeah, it was a dope experience. First red carpet, I performed. The performance wasn't like people were so hype and standing ovation because it was an older crowd.
Mhm.
But just to even be up there and have that opportunity along with that practice, like it was awesome. I was very grateful they brought me along for that.
Most
They
definitely.
didn't have to at all.
Yeah, so so they didn't throw you out when like they wasn't hype with you, like they was just
No.
sitting down.
No, because also the one thing that you have to learn too as an artist, a performing artist, you're not always going to get that reaction you expect because you might not have selected the wrong songs.
Mhm.
Right.
Next time, in hindsight, had I known it would have been an older crowd, I would have had some more singing songs. I would have slowed it down. I wouldn't be up there telling them round of
Damn.
applause to the bitches that's really in their bag. You know grandma not having
Yeah,
that. You
yeah.
know grandma wasn't having that.
For sure.
But it's okay. But I brought what I could to the table, you know what
For
I mean?
sure.
And nonetheless, it was practice. So
So like the fact that you even thought about like song selection going into like performance, what do you feel like are the things people overlook about being a musician or like trying to just hop out into this lane? That like you got to think about certain intricate things like that.
yeah.
So what do you feel like some of the things people overlook?
I think people overlook like the biggest thing as a performing artist is the fact that we got to get up on stage and try to entertain you. That's
Mhm.
already setting ourselves up for judgment.
Right.
So for me, that's the biggest thing I always like. For me, that's like the most intricate part of it is bringing yourself to get on stage, be confident what you brought, your wardrobe, what you have. Because sometimes you only brought a certain amount of songs and now you got to go with it. You
Yeah.
may walk into the room and feel a completely different vibe, but there's nothing you can do but try to take what you have and
Yeah. You got to roll the
push it into
punches.
vibe. So
You
I
had
think
made like a post like that too, like
Yeah.
this any room or something like that. So
Yeah.
what type of value do you bring to the table though?
I bring versatility. Like I feel like I can always switch it up. I feel like I'm very adaptable to any environment I'm in, and I'm not afraid to be uncomfortable. So,
Mhm.
and I think a lot of people they like their egos to be stroked, especially artists. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they're not getting that standing ovation or somebody telling them, "Oh, oh my God, you're so great," they salty. Like me, that just means I got something to work on, or maybe I'm just not these people crowd, but that's okay. That don't
Exactly.
mean they can't appreciate me.
That's self-awareness. But what do you think made you like that? Made you willing to go into rooms and just put yourself up for judgment?
Honestly, I could say for me personally, it's just an honest way of living. I was an army brat. Going from living in Germany 1 year to New York, I had to get used to new environments. Like
Yeah.
my life, the way I was raised, the lifestyle I was raised in helped me for that.
For sure.
And I just held on to those values.
So do you feel like your past grooms you for your future? And it's like foreshadowing what's to come?
In a beautiful way, I'm starting to realize it definitely has.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of crazy to look back and think that I spent 9 years of my life in Germany as a little kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. So,
Would you ever live in Europe again?
oh, definitely. Germany was so beautiful.
What'd you like about it?
I like the food. I like the culture. I'm kind of the people that's like into like the historically the way things look, the
Yeah.
cobblestone streets,
For sure.
the horse
The architecture and shit.
the Oktoberfest, and all the cool different ways of life. The language,
Mhm.
German people. Like, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Americans have like an entitled point of view on life?
I feel like in a lot of ways we do. But also at the same time, we don't know how other people, unless you live in another country, we don't know how other people might be entitled
Mhm.
to where they live. I'm not trying to get too political here, but like some of these other countries, not the nicest.
Yeah.
They don't look at us like we're all of that either, you know? So I don't know. I just think you have pride in where you're from. Like, I think that's every country. People have
For
pride
sure.
in where they're from. So, yeah. Americans do be wilding, but we got pride in America in a way.
Yeah.
In our own way.
We all love the shit about America, and we all hate shit about America.
Exactly. For all different reasons. So
as an artist, like, is it easy for you to take constructive like criticism?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I was an athlete growing up. Like I said, my dad was in the Army.
Yeah.
I got a little sister and an older brother. So, like, I'm the middle child. So, constructive criticism is all I know.
Right.
And
Exactly.
my family is very honest. So, yeah, I mean, I like for people to critique me so I know what I need to do better. And I also know what I'm doing good. You know what I mean? When I'm doing well. So, I think that's a huge part of being successful in anything you do, not even just music. You have to be able to take constructive criticism.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we learn, you know, like, this is my brother, and if I can't tell him his shit, or like he can't tell me like my shit, then what's the point of having like a brotherhood, right?
Exactly.
So, you know, like the lone wolf always dies. So do you have like a team, you know, like around you that supports you, that helps you keep going, like a DJ or producer that you know they're gonna keep telling you like your shit?
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely. I got Caleb, you know, Gemini the brand. That's been one of the main DJs. He actually took me to my first studio, and I still work with Jesse and Justin and all them to this day with music at Speak Live Studio in Spartanburg.
Okay.
I have P. She does a lot of set designings. 3Z, he does a lot of the media, cover art behind the works. You got Keon Miller. He works really hard at keeping my shit together. He's like, Keon is like, I don't know what word to call him, but he's just like the overseer of little fuck shit. So he keeps everybody together. And then I got my family, my huge support system in my family and friends, all of them. Like, so yeah. I got community around me for sure.
Most definitely. Community is so important because, like you said, the lone wolf dies, and you can't be the person that does everything. You can't be the person that booked the show. Make sure you look good at the show.
Yeah.
Make sure you selecting the right songs, etc. But we were talking about where you from and living in different places, right? Mm-hmm. So do you feel like South Carolina is a good place to be as a young creative and entrepreneur? Or do you feel like it's harder to make it out of here?
Man, it's hard to make it out of anywhere.
Yeah.
I love Greenville. I love South Carolina. I know we all got this attitude here. I think we all can agree that it's hating at times, but that's anywhere. And I think for Greenville and South Carolina specifically, we've had a lot of people blow up out of here, yes, but we haven't really had that huge takeoff that launches everybody into success.
That put everybody on